of Chota Bheem, founder and CEO of Green Gold Animation. Uh, I would like to say that India definitely needs a DD Kids channel, and I'll tell you why. I think all the sensible points that I want to talk, everybody else has spoken, so I have to now dig into my childhood to make a point. So, cut back to my first exposure to animation was when my father took me to the Jungle Book, and I had no clue before that what is animation all about. And I was completely fascinated, and I really believed Mowgli was real, and Bagheera and everybody was real. And so it was so exciting for me, the journey of seeing Jungle Book. And post that, I think for 2-3 years, I never got to see anything in animation. So growing up in early 80s, so the only opportunity for us to watch animation was we used to go to summer camps in YMCA in Hyderabad. So there used to be a 14-inch color television, and they used to get this VHS tapes and play Tom and Jerry. And there would be a room full of kids, about 1,000, almost 3 times the size of this room, and with the terrible speakers, you can imagine. But still, the kids sitting 50 feet away or 100 feet away still wouldn't move an eyelid and will watch. I think we had super eyesight, I think, at that time, because we could watch that. But more importantly, we had not enough exposure to animation. Then came, I would like to thank Doordarshan for launching animation hour on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Called Mickey and Donald. And I think that changed the next generation. Today we are all acceptable because we grew up on animation, I think most of us in this room. So Sunday mornings 9 a.m. I think only once a week, 1 hour. So all kids up at 9 o'clock to watch this, even though it's a holiday. And then Spider-Man started on Saturday afternoon, only for 10 minutes. But every kid in my neighborhood, we used to wait, all the boys and girls, used to wait. But when this Saturday afternoon, 3:40 it used to come. I may be a little off on the time, but this was something we were looking forward every week, just to watch 10 minutes of animation, or 1 hour on Sunday morning. So I think it was very important, because very simple point Albert Einstein made, that if you tell a fairy tale to a child, his mind expands, and when the mind expands, it never shrinks back to the original position. So, like some of members in the panel said, entertainment is good for the child, imagination, this is very important. So, coming back, I think it started with there, and today we all know how many hours of TV programming we're exposed to. But let me make one more point. I think BCCI, the Board of Control for Cricket in India, they're the richest cricket body in India. Why is it that? Because in the 80s or 90s, when they sold the satellite rights of cricket to the satellite channels at a heavy price, they still gave it to Doordarshan at a low cost, because of the interest that cricket has to be seen by everybody in the country. So that was the reason why today cricket is such a big sport. I think we should do the same for the kids of India, providing them entertainment. I think we are not being kind to the child who is in the rural, who has only Doordarshan coming on his TV station, or reaching them through terrestrial television, through which we can, I think, create a new generation of Indian children who grow up on confidence. The third point, that India is home to 300 million kids, and almost 50% of India's television viewing audiences today is under the age of 14, and we are hardly creating content for them. I think we should do. Not just this thing, but as a lover of kids, I would also like to say, that it may not be relevant to this one. I think we need to build more playgrounds for children, because today most kids cannot run for 50 meters, not even 100 meters, they cannot run, because they'll run into an object in 5 meters. We are so heavily populated, the playgrounds have disappeared. We need to build that. We need to obviously want the kids to watch television, but it's important also child to go out and play and run. And we need to also build this and encourage outdoor activities through our shows that we do. It's not just learning. I think we need to have a healthy child also. Now, talking as a producer, I think the journey of IP creation or producing show has been a very tough one, especially for all the producers who produce content for India. So when we went back in early 2003 and 4, I think if the cost of the product is $100, I think we used to get 15% of the cost to produce a show. 15, and we argued like, we had no choice. We argued like, how can we make this? We said, okay, you have the IP, you can monetize, you can sell it to home video or other things and monetize it. So by the time we figured out how to monetize all these parts, today when we go back to the TV station, they said, so we have figured out. So we have done the licensing, merchandising, we figured out how to monetize. Today the TV stations are paying the cost of production, but now they say, okay, we want the IP. If you don't even pitch it to us, because if you are giving us the IP, then we can. The important thing for a studio, any studio, is that the most difficult business, I think, is being in the business of animation. Most studios have not survived in the world beyond 20 years, unless they have diversified. I mean, there are obviously very few percentage of, I think 95% of the studios that opened in 2000 here in India have shut down. I think only few remain today, and they're doing very well because they have survived the test of time, they were perseverant. So many reasons for them being here. So coming back to this, I think it's important that as a producer, we have opportunities. So today, okay, we are senior producers, we can go to the channel and we can at least convince them we need IP. The reason we need IP is because we want to have a long future. But what about the new producer who is there? They would not even listen to your pitch unless you tell them that, okay, I'm ready to give you an IP. So we need more options. And luckily today we have more options on the VOD. But most importantly, we need to reach to a wider audience for the general good of the country, not for monetizing the thing, for the general future of the kids. So that's it. Thank you very much.